Hi, today we're going to be dealing with the microeconomics of Hot Wheel cars. The first economic concept is choice. As you can see here, there are many choices with Hot Wheel cars. You have many different colors, many different types, many different prices, and many different companies that make them. For example, this is a Hot Wheels branded car. This is a Matchbox one. And this is some random Chinese company that said made in China in it. As you can see, with economics, with many products, you have many choices that you can make. You can buy from different firms, different companies, different prices, etc., etc. And as you can see here, you have so many colors too and styles of Hot Wheels cars that when you go to a toy store, you can pick any one that you want. So choice is a very important concept when it comes to economics. The second economic concept is cost. Obviously, some of the Hot Wheel cars are going to be more expensive than others. For example, the silver shiny one is a limited edition, and this could be worth maybe $1 at a toy store, while this one is more simple, it could be worth 50 cents. And the idea with this comes with production of the Hot Wheels cars themselves. Think about a company, or think about a factory in China that's producing these. As the output of each Hot Wheel car, or making more and more Hot Wheel cars, goes up, the price to make each one goes down. The reason why is mass production and economies of scale. Prices will go down while production goes up in the short run, because you're producing more, you're mass production, you have factories, you have machines, and every time you hire another worker, he brings more and more to the table, until a point. But for the most part, you have economies of scale. 3. Now the third idea with economics is opportunity costs. What are opportunity costs? Opportunity costs pretty much say that when you have to make one item, you have to give up the production of another item. So for example, let's take all these away. For example, think that you were a firm that made plastic products. Either you could make staplers or Hot Wheel cars. Now you can't make both. You can't make the maximum amount of both, but you can make a pretty good number of each. What opportunity costs are saying is that for every one of staplers you make, you have to give up one of the Hot Wheel cars. So you can only make a certain number of staplers or a certain number of Hot Wheel cars. You can't make the most of this one or the most of this one. Opportunity costs is pretty much saying that there's a trade-off between the production of good A versus good B. Now the fourth idea that with microeconomics is the idea of a monopoly. Now what is a monopoly? A monopoly isn't the game Monopoly, but a monopoly is when one firm makes one product that is solely made by that firm only. This product is very unique and has no substitutes. For example, this NASCAR Hot Wheels car. It says on the bottom that this is a Matchbox trademarked car. So pretty much, if companies want to make NASCAR cars, only Matchbox can make them. They have a license to make them. They have a monopoly over them. Therefore, they can charge pretty much any price they want. So the price of this car will be more expensive than the price of this one, because the firm that makes this is a monopoly. Now the fifth concept is oligopoly. Oligopoly is pretty much a monopoly with two firms in it, or not two firms, but a very small number of firms. Now think of Hot Wheels. You have the brand Hot Wheels and you have the brand Matchbox. These two brands are competitors to each other. So when they're producing, they always have to see what the other firm is doing. Now this is called game theory. So whatever choice Hot Wheels makes, say they want to lower prices, they want to increase prices, they have to see what Matchbox is doing first. So if Matchbox increases their price, Hot Wheels is going to lower their price so people buy more. So pretty much they're playing a game, and you have to find the Nash equilibrium where you can find where both of the firms win, or both of the firms have their dependent strategies. The sixth microeconomic concept is profit. What is profit? Well, if we think about all these Hot Wheels cars, they all say that they're made in China, and that is true. But if you think about a cost curve for a Chinese factory producing these, they're very low. I mean, one, there are no health and safety regulations, the workers don't get paid a living wage, and the price of the inputs is very cheap too. But if you think about how much these cost in the United States, they cost substantially more than what it is to produce. So that difference between the price that it's sold and the price that it's made at is profit. The company makes the profit, and they use the profits to reinvest in their company, to hire new workers, to research more technologies of producing these cars, and to make new styles. The seventh microeconomic concept is shortage. As I said before, this was $1. If the price of this was 1 cent, everyone would want one of these because it's practically free. Pretty much with shortage, when you look at a supply and demand curve, if the quantity demanded is greater than the quantity supplied, you have a shortage. And this usually happens when price is set below equilibrium. Everyone wants one, and there's none left. So pretty much you went to a toy store, and this Hot Wheels car was 1 cent. They'll be flying off the shelves. There will be a shortage because price is below equilibrium. The eighth microeconomic concept is surplus, which is the opposite of a shortage. Now, as I said before, this usually sells for $1. Now, what happens if this sold for $10? You would go to the toy store and one of these cars was $10. No one would buy one because it's so expensive. A surplus happens when the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded, and this usually happens when price is set above equilibrium. Since price is set above equilibrium, which is $1, no one's going to buy one, so there's going to be a surplus. The ninth microeconomic concept is marginal resource cost. What is marginal resource cost? Well, when you think about the labor market, marginal resource cost comes in. So pretty much if you think about a factory in China that's making these cars. Say you gave the wage of $1 for one worker for working 1 day at the Chinese factory. As an employer, you want to make sure that if I'm paying this person $1, his productivity must be $1 or more. Like, he should bring $1 to the table and I'll give him $1. So pretty much where MRC, marginal resource cost, equals marginal revenue product, MRP, that's the number of workers you hire. So say you will hire 50 workers and they all produce, or they bring 50 units of efficiency to the table, you're going to hire 50 workers. So with labor markets, you have to see where marginal resource cost equals marginal resource product. The last microeconomic concept is elasticity. Now, what is elasticity? Elasticity is pretty much saying that if the price changes, does the quantity demanded change? Now, say one of these cars was $10 each. Would people buy them? Probably not, because they're so expensive and they're not worth $10. So pretty much, if the price changes and the quantity demanded changes, so if the price becomes more expensive, do less people buy it, then you could say that this is price elastic. Now, price inelastic would be, say, gasoline. If the price went up, the quantity demand wouldn't change because you need gasoline, you need medicine, you need tobacco, you need cigarettes. So things that are price inelastic and price elastic are different, but with price elastic, if price changes, quantity demanded changes.